If you're looking for the best substrate for a planted aquarium, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have CaribSea Eco Complete Planted Black Aquarium Substrate. CaribSea Eco Complete is made primarily from volcanic basalt. Using this parent material has a lot of benefits. It's naturally very porous, which creates a large surface area. This creates an ideal environment for beneficial bacteria that aid in nitrogen cycling. This is a complete substrate, so it contains all of the essential minerals and nutrients. It will work for root-feeding plants as well as column feeders. A unique feature of this substrate is that it comes biologically complete. This means that it comes pre-charged with beneficial bacteria responsible for nitrogen cycling. This should result in a shorter period of time to establish your new tank. One potential disadvantage of this substrate is the fact that it may increase your pH and water hardness. Be careful when adding this to an established aquarium due to the potential change in water chemistry. Test your water before and after and be prepared to use an acid buffer solution. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Seachem Flourite Red Clay Substrate. Flourite is stable porous clay gravel that is a popular aquarium substrate. While Seachem offers Flourite in black, I prefer the red, which gives the tank a little more color. As a standalone substrate, this will grow most plants on its own. But if you have any heavy root feeders, you will eventually need to add some nutrients. Root tabs are a great way to do this. This also alters your water pH, which is a plus. This clay substrate definitely needs to be rinsed prior to use. It has a lot of fines that will definitely cloud up your aquarium. Learn how to wash Flourite here. A great way to rinse the substrate is with paint strainer bags and lots of water. Best to do this outside with a garden hose if possible. The number 3 position is held by Fluval plant and shrimp stratum. For the experienced shrimp keeper, water quality and pH is a very real concern. There are lots of substrates out there that may harm or kill your shrimp. For those of you out there that want to keep shrimp and plants, Fluval plant and shrimp stratum is for you. This substrate supports slightly neutral to acidic pH. This is ideal for most plants as well as those shrimp of yours. Fluval plant and shrimp stratum comes from Mount Aso volcano in Japan. As with any volcanic substrate, it has a naturally light porous structure. This helps with nutrient holding capacity as well as providing lots of surface area for beneficial bacteria. You also won't have to worry about it discoloring your water. Unfortunately, it can also make anchoring the roots down more difficult. With rooting plants, you may need deeper substrate to keep them anchored. Next at number 4, we have Aqua Soil Amazonia. Most substrates for planted aquariums are made from clay or volcanic material. Aqua Soil Amazonia, however, is made from actual soil. This makes it rich in organic elements and nutrients. Because of this, it will grow any aquatic plant to include the most demanding root feeders. This organic matter does cause some initial water cloudiness. When first added, there is also a potential for ammonia spikes. This will go away in a week or more with proper maintenance and water changes. Due to this, I recommend the fishless water cycle to prevent die-off of fish. For the beginner, Ada does make an Amazonia Light, which presents fewer problems. This substrate does have a tendency to soften the water and lower the pH of the aquarium. This can be a good thing if you are starting out with alkaline water that has a higher pH. The number 5 position is held by Spectrastone Shallow Creek Premium Aquarium Gravel. I don't know about you, but I really like the natural look of light-colored gravel. It has a bit more character than a lot of the dark substrates for planted aquariums. A great choice for gravel is Spectrastone Shallow Creek Premium Aquarium Gravel. The downside to gravel in a planted aquarium is that it doesn't provide any nutrients for plants. I wouldn't recommend gravel for demanding root feeders due to this. But if you do want to use this gravel for root feeders, added nutrients are a must. These can come in the form of liquid fertilizer or root tabs. Keep in mind that with water column feeding plants, you will still need nutrients. Your plants won't have any nutrients if you place them in a new tank with only this gravel. Nutrients need to come from fish waste in an established tank or from liquid fertilizer. Spectrastone uses a non-toxic plant-based coating on this gravel, which is great. Being an inert substrate, it also won't affect your water pH. The number 6 position is dominated by Seachem Flourite Black Sand. Seachem Flourite Black Aquarium Substrate is one of the best substrates for live aquatic plants overall. This aquarium substrate is rich in nutrients that help promote plant growth. This aquarium substrate is at the top of our list for being one of the most attractive, nutrient-rich, and readily available aquarium substrates on the market. Seachem Flourite Black Aquarium will save you money long-term because you do not have to buy expensive plant fertilizers, since the sand comes with the main nutrients common aquarium plants require. The dark color of the sand contrasts well with plants and other natural tones within the aquarium. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Mr. Aqua Plant Soil. Mr. Aqua Plant Soil is composed of organic and inert ingredients that provide essential minerals for live aquatic plants. The substrate does buffer the pH, which makes it only suitable for certain types of plants and inhabitants that can handle a pH between 6.6 to 6.8. This substrate can also fertilize plants for several months before it runs out of nutrients, so it will need to be replaced with a new bag. If you have minimal plants in the tank, the substrate can leach nutrients for significantly longer than in a heavily planted setup. The number 8 position is held by CaribSea Eco Complete Black. CaribSea Eco Complete Black is rich in major and minor trace elements for efficient aquatic plant growth. This substrate encourages plant rooting and enriches the plant with minerals and nutrients. This specific formula of CaribSea is enhanced for plant growth, and the substrate is mineralogically and biologically complete. The soil comprises rich volcanic soil that only focuses on nutrients for aquatic plants and discourages unwanted algae growth. Next at number 9, we have Seachem Flourite Dark. Seachem Flourite Dark is a porous clay that is good for freshwater planted aquariums. The substrate does not have a high nutrient content and does not need to be replaced. The texture of the substrate can start to become compact after a while and trap in debris from the water column. A milky clouded appearance is usually observed in the water if it is not rinsed thoroughly. Some plant roots may find the texture of the substrate hard to penetrate. The substrate is overall good for planted aquariums that are not heavily stocked. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by CaribSea Supernatural River Sand. The CaribSea Natural River Sand is formulated to replicate the exotic environments freshwater aquatic plants are usually found. This substrate is free from dyes and paints that would otherwise leach into the water. The CaribSea Natural River Sand does not affect the pH of the water and keeps it neutral, so it is safe for most aquatic systems. The individual grain sizes of the substrate do not easily trap in detritus. This ensures the substrate is kept clean for longer. The main con to this substrate is that it clouds the water even after being rinsed. The texture is grainy and is primarily sand. That's all for today. We upload fishing product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.